We're back. The rebels of talk radios are back. In one of the worst, if not the worst, at this time, scorecard decisions in the storied history of the sport of boxing. 2 out of the 3 so-called boxing judges who were apparently paid off and serving a controversy awarded a brave a game, but an obviously beaten down Timothy Bradley a 115 to 113 split decision. A split decision, black eye. Really? This is what desperate men have degraded themselves to in the attempts to manufacture future superstars and super fights on the sport of boxing, hence giving it another black eye. Your thoughts?
Well, like I said, we've been gone for a while, and our first thing coming back is talking about the Manny Pacquiao fight. I mean, it is so bad that it is the first thing we're talking about since we've gone, from the long hiatus. I mean, everyone's talking about it. I mean, like from the stats from, people from Mike to the Morning to Partner Reaction. According to the stats and their coffee box, Pacquiao not only landed threw more punches, he landed more power punches.
Over 100.
Over 100. And he lost. I don't understand that. How can you, not only throw more punches and land more punches, and yet you still lose? I mean, everyone I talked to said Pacquiao won. There's not one person for Bradley. Is that name is right? Bradley?
Timothy Bradley, yeah.
Timothy Bradley. Not one person said he won that fight. Everyone said, even the people were against, according to sources I've heard, even people that were against Pacquiao said that Pacquiao got robbed. That wanted him to lose said Pacquiao got robbed. I mean, they want him to lose, but not that way.
And why to this guy, Manny Pacquiao, who is obviously the ambassador of your sport.
And what's the name of the man that was that was ragging on boxing earlier on Mike and Mike? Remember, he was on Mike and Mike this morning. He was ragging on them, saying how it's corrupt.
Same announcer, Telly Atlas.
Telly Atlas, Telly Atlas, he supports boxing to the end. I mean, he's a full supporter of boxing, but
it's in his blood.
It's in his blood. I mean, he trains the likes of Mike Tyson and another great, and Michael Moore and so on and so on. But for him to come out and say this boxing is either incompetence or it's corruption, I mean, he went on. I mean, go on YouTube, look online.
I mean, what say you? What do you personally think? Was this incompetence or was this indeed?
Well, I'll get to that. But he went on and on about how corrupt and how bad it is, and he even said how the promoter of Manny Pacquiao was eating dinner with the judges. So that, I mean,
the night before.
The night before the fight. Don't quote me on this, but that's what I've been told. So that kind of looks bad when you hear stuff like that, and then when this happens, you look back at that. And as far as my opinion goes on that, it's like he said, it's either it's corrupted or it's just the refs were blind. The judges are blind. I mean, surely Pacquiao won that fight, yet he lost. I don't understand. I mean, boxing is on life support. And I love boxing. I want boxing to succeed, but doing stuff like this is only going to end up killing it. And that's all to say about that.
And with this decision, sad to say, boxing's final fatal death knell was administered upon its most noble ambassador, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. What a spectacle that was Wrestlemania 28. Emanating live from the Sun Life Stadium of South Florida. If you have never had the opportunity in attending a live WrestleMania event, you are surely missing out. The cell match between Taker and Triple H was legendary. The super fight that was The Rock versus John Cena was indeed a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Alex, what thoughts did you bring with you from your WrestleMania experience?
Ladies and gentlemen out there, of the YouTube world, I want to say this: if you're a hardcore wrestling fan listening to this, and you're a wrestling fan in general, and you want to go to WrestleMania, but you're not sure if it's good or is it worth it, trust me, it is worth it. I mean, it has high drama, high action. Everything is big. The wrestling moves are big. The entrances are big. The fireworks are
Bigger.
big. If they're not big or bigger.
If not the biggest.
If not the biggest, like you said, it's amazing. Those like three. I mean, a lot of matches that were good, but three matches I really walked away that made me feel like, okay, this is really worth it. Well, first up, of course, it was the CM Punk Jericho match. Epic on its own. I mean, that was an amazing wrestling match. And my boy Punk won that one. And of course, Undertaker, Triple H, of course, we all know the streak lives, but my God. I mean, it was an amazing fight, out of the edge of my seat. There was a time I thought Taker was going to lose. And I thought there was no way they would have been able to create that experience they did for last year's WrestleMania when Triple H did the the Tombstone Power Drive on Undertaker. I thought it was over. And I went here, I'm thinking, oh, they can't recreate that moment. And when they did, when they recreated the moment of Taker might lose the streak again, it was amazing. I was at the edge of my seat. It blew my mind. It was awesome. And he's 20-0. And WWE, if you're listening to this, man, make the Undertaker 20-0 DVD called The Streak. Because I would buy it. I know Taker fans would buy it. Please make it. I mean, he has like 20 matches. He's 20-0 right now. You should make it. Hell, I would buy it. And of course, Rock Cena. What hasn't been said? It was a great match. It lived up, if not surpassed it. And of course, The Rock was victorious, and it was amazing. And people, if you weren't sure, if you're sure to go to WrestleMania, I highly recommend you go to WrestleMania. It is something you will never forget.
Definitely worth your $40 to $50 general admission ticket price. UFC shine and banks yet again in the face of the New York Culinary Union and other out-of-touch New York political figures with the blockbusters deal emanating from E3 of EA Sports taking over the helm from THQ and now producing the next lineup of video games of the Undisputed series. This is definitely a Titanic-sized deal for the fight league that is the UFC. Much respect, much success to the Ultimate Fighting Championship produced by Zuffa Entertainment and their expansion endeavors of the fight business of the 21st century fight game. Okay, boxing promoters? Speaking of the UFC, in one of the most anticipated fights in the summer of this year, of 2012, will be the rematch rivalry that will be between Anderson Silva as he facing off against the colorful and most controversial Chael Sonnen and Silva Sonnen 2, July 7th, live on pay-per-view television. Who you got?
Well, before I get to that, first off, if you want to know who the culinary workers are that Angel just mentioned, I would go to MMAUncensored.com, I believe they have a website. Go there, and I think there's an article on why UFC hasn't been legalized in New York yet, because I've been wondering myself what's going on. And trust me, you think of the same old news you've been hearing. Trust me, you will learn something new.
It's sicker than you think.
It's dumber, it's sick and dumb as you would think, and for dumb reasons. And all I say is read the article and trust me, you'll see why it's not legal. Maybe next year, but as of right now, it's a big no-no. So
trust us, if you think a lot of these NBA players are greedy, I would venture to say you haven't heard anything yet.
Right. So go check that article out. And as far as this fight's concerned, the reason why I'm picking Anderson Silva, hands down, he's gonna beat the crap out of Chael Sonnen. Because Chael Sonnen, yeah, he did what he did. He beat up Silva, so that in the first fight, he hit him, knocked him down, smothered him with his wrestling. But people tend to forget that man was on roids. He had the power, as I would say, roid power with him. Yeah, it takes skill to find the chin.
He was illegally strong.
Right. Yeah, right. It takes skill to hit your opponent in the chin and wrestle him down. But it doesn't help when you're on. But it doesn't help. The fact that you're also on roids while doing it. You know what I'm saying? It makes you look bad. It makes you like you're weak. It makes you look bad, and then you have no confidence in yourself to do the job naturally. So you gotta do stuff like cheating. So he left a bad taste in my mouth doing that crap. I mean, and yeah, he beat Michael Bisping, and I forgot the other guy he beat. Oh, there was an Army. You know his name, Angel?
Brian Stanton.
Brian Stanton. That was impressive. The Michael Bisping fight, not so much. Yeah, he did good, but it wasn't like, I was left with like, oh man, Anderson Silva better watch out. I mean, I get that from John Jones, the fights he's been doing, the fights he's been putting out by beating people like Quentin Jackson, Shogun, and the recent Rashad. So I get that. Where Chael Sonnen, not really. I mean, he's good, but he hasn't seen anything that really wowed me for me to pick. Oh yeah, he's gonna win. It's Silva all the way, and trust me, Silva is gonna tack that ass because it's considering that he was talking all that smack and probably still talking smack now, knowing him, and and the top of that he's cheat and he cheat, and top of that he cheated. You best believe Silva. I picked Silva by knockout, vicious knockout, because I know he wants to get revenge on him.
Early on?
Yes. Early on for sure.
I too am going for...
and probably most likely in the first round.
First round? First round KO. You already hear, folks. I too am going for Mr. Anderson, this time via a third round triangle choke, setting up the Fight Game's real super fight, not Pacquiao Mayweather, of Anderson Spider Silva versus John Bones Jones. With the Avengers holding it down ever since drawing first blood at the cinema's box offices, will The Dark Knight Rises have a kick-ass response? Stay tuned. The summer movie season lineup of 2012 should be quite the roller coaster. For my broadcast partner, out to the X, I'm Angel. We are